Hi parents, welcome back from winter break. I hope that you guys had a restful time with your family and just some downtime from school. I'm sure that was much needed. So I want to go over the January materials that you picked up several weeks ago. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and we'll go over those together. Right, so let's take a look here at our first thing that's in our bag. We have the January calendar. Let me make that a little bit bigger. And this calendar just has daily activities that you can do that sometimes involve different subject areas, math, language arts, history, science, different things that you can, fun little activities you can do each day just to change it up. So you have your January calendar. You also have new books for the month of January for reading. A lot of the books are going to be B and C level, and so there's all kinds of different things that have to do about snow, penguins, the weather, sharing, helping, and different things like that. Okay, so these books are going to be paired up later on. I'll show you what you can use these books with. I included some additional materials for this month. So you have new reading books. You also have a new book that has some warm-up language arts activities that you can do. These are optional. Some of the kids really like these, different cutting, pasting, reading words. There's also some different activities in here that may be a little bit more challenging. A lot of reading, so if your child needs that, these are a good activity to do. And we have our January reading notebook. So what we're going to do, this looks a little bit different than the ones we've had. You just keep track of the book that you wrote, fiction or nonfiction, and then you can rate it with the summon. 1 is like, yeah, the book was so-so, 4, it was great. And then within this, there's different things you can do with the book. So for example, with this book, I can read, that will be our snow day. After your child reads it, you would put in the book title, so it helps practice with writing, and then write the characters' names and the snowballs. So you can flip through and write the different characters in there. So for example, in this book, so they may not necessarily have names for people, but you would say girl, boy, and you can help them spell those words, or they can try to sound them out. There's a dog, a bear. So there's different things that you could write for the characters in here, and then that would just be a fun, quick activity you could do with that book. They have different things like retelling, which is a really important skill that kindergartners need to have. And so you could tell what happened in the beginning of this book, the middle, and the end. And if writing is really hard for your child, you could have them just talk about it and tell you, and you could write it in for them and then talk about that. Story elements, again, you write the book title, character, setting, problem, solution. The 4 story elements that students in kindergarten need to know. Characters who are in the story setting, where it takes place, problem, and what's going on, and the solution they came up with. So this is a really neat way to learn about the different parts of reading. So this is something that you can use along with your reading books that you received this month. And for January, we have guided reading passages. And depending on what level your child is reading at, the first book has level A through, I think, B, and then the second book is C through E. So depending on where your child is at, I gave students different books. So what they're supposed to do is touch the dots, and this helps them with tracking when they're reading. So they'll read the title, and you can help them with all the new words. Obviously, snow, snowball, snowman, sled are going to be some new words for them. So go over those first, and then you can help them with the new words as well as they read. So they'll read the title, and then they'll touch each dot. We see the snow. We see the snowball, and so on. Down here at the bottom, you can ask these comprehension questions. What do they see? The sled, the skates, the bike. And so this is where you would talk about the story. And this really is great for comprehension. So you can do those. And then we did this last month, Read and Write Like a Rock Star. So this is the one for January. And then the front, you can mark off as you do them, the reading and the activity. And then I didn't include the books this month, unfortunately. So you can just go ahead and do those 2 parts. And just as a refresher, you read the story first, and they can just have them touch. There's no dots in this one, but they can touch each word as they read. And if they need help, obviously you can help them, or you can read it with them, and then ask the comprehension questions on the bottom. And then there's a page that goes with it, each story. And this part is where they trace and then read, and then they're going to cut and glue the story back in order. And then they can draw a picture about it snows in the winter, what that would look like for them. So there's one of these a week, which is really good. And then we have a new science unit, Unit 3, Physical Science for this month. And for science, we have States of Matter and the Sun, books that you're going to read. So those will be good. And then we have health, a new health unit, Unit 3. My Teeth Can Be Clean and I Can Be Clean are the reading books that will go with these for this month. Then we have a new social studies unit, Unit 4, Cultures. And we have this book that goes with it, with the Cultures unit. Okay. Then something new for this month, now that we're done with our letters of the week and the alphabet, we're going to start doing word families. And so in your packet, you have several for the entire month. You've got AB, which is the first one, AD, AG, and AM. So we're obviously not going to do these all in 1 week. We're going to do one a week, starting with AB. So that will be the first one. And within that, you will do things like let's learn the blend. So trace and write it. Highlight the AB words. So use your highlighter that was included in your supply kit at the beginning of the year. Any words that you see AB, they're going to take their highlighter and go over it. Write the AB words from the list under the matching pictures. So here are the words they want you to use. And this would be lab, so they write L-A-B and then write it over here. So just something different than what we were doing before to change it up for the new year. And so there are all kinds of activities, building words they would write, cut and glue to build the words in here. Again, building the words this time, they have to say the word lab, and then this is a little trick here. Cut the letters out and build the word on their own. The word's not there like the other one, the previous activity. Here they're looking for words that have the ab sound. So tab, cab, lab, gab, and then this is tape. This is a cab, ring, and tub. So some of those obviously would not go, so they would be thumbs down, or plug, excuse me, thumbs down. So you would glue them over on this side. If it's thumbs up, it means it has the ab sound in it, and they would glue it over here. So anything with ab in it, any words with ab would be on this side, thumbs up. Any words that do not have the ab sound in them, thumbs down. And I would go over each one of these words with your child and then have them listen and tell you where they go. And then they can glue them down. For some students, they can work independently on that. It won't be a problem. So down here at the bottom, we have lab, gab, cab, tab. So what they're going to do is they're going to trace the word, they're going to write it, gab, gab, and then they're going to look down here, cut out the picture and glue it in the spot that it goes with. And then down here at the bottom, the last pages, build a sentence. So the pictures are going to be the clues to help them get in the tab. So they're going to have to find the letters to build the word k-a-b, and then they're going to write the sentence, get in the cab. They like to gab, ab. And then they would build the word and then read the sentence or write the sentence. So those are some different activities they could do. They could do one of them a day. They're pretty quick and pretty easy. And a lot of the students I've done these in the past have really liked them. So along with a word family that we're going to do each week, we are also going to do a blend. So let me go ahead and pull that to the side. We have 4 blends that we're going to learn this month. So we have SC, SK, SM, and SN. Okay, so we're going to start off with SC, and these activities are very similar to the ones in the word family book. So you see the thumbs up for SC, thumbs down for SC. SC says sk. So van, scarf, hand, or you could say cut, duck, crow, or scarecrow, castle, scale, and boat. So, or you could say tugboat. Finding the ones with a sk sound and then cutting them out and gluing them in the correct side. Okay, excuse me. So again, working with SC says they're going to write SC. Oh, that's scar, sorry. Sometimes these pictures I'm not too sure, but it is scarf from the other picture. School and scarf. So what you're going to do is write SC in each one of these spots, and then they're going to rewrite the word. Okay. It says down here, write a sentence on the back of the paper for each of the words listed above, but you don't need to do that because we have plenty. We're doing plenty of writing and reading. Here they're building the words: scab, scam, scuff, scalp. So you're going to help with those and explain them what those words mean. And then down here, they're going to cut out all of these squares. And then I always give them a little hint, say, hey, the first box is always going to be an SC. So they glue those in, and then it helped them build the other words. And then so they trace them, cut, and glue. And then the last one, so they're going to read the sentence, and you can help them read because there's definitely some tricky words in there. And then they're going to cut out the words here at the bottom in order to match the sentence, and then they're going to write it, and then they can draw a picture. My scarf is at school. So you can do one of these a day along with your word family packets. Okay, that makes sense. So you have a word family and you have a blend each week, and you can find these, which one you're doing each week on the weekly learning checklist that's on our website. Okay. Finally, we are now officially done with book 1 for Backpack Bear. So now we're on book 2. Now we're getting down to using all the skills that we've learned. So short A at the beginning, you can just read the directions at the bottom, and then they're going to be working on the different activities. And generally it's 1 to 2 pages a day. And if you're following along on the weekly learning checklist, that outlines how many pages you can do a week. Okay. Same thing with math. We're done with math workbook number 1. We're starting with math workbook number 2. There's going to be a little bit of review at the beginning, and then they're going to start introducing new concepts. Just going over the numbers, tally marks, what it looks like on a die, 10 frames, and dominoes. So what it would look like on a domino. So if your children are not familiar with dominoes, it would be really great if you could pick some up. I know the Dollar Tree has them, just to have them get familiar with using dominoes. We will use them when we come back to class for doing different kinds of math things, math activities. So yeah, there's a lot of domino math, just different activities in your book. All right, so let me go ahead and stop sharing. So those are just some of the new things for our new year. And again, if you want to follow along with the learning checklist, those are listed on our class website, and that will help you to make sure that you're covering all the materials and keeping on track. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I look forward to our Zoom meeting tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Same Zoom link. I will resend that out to everybody that we've been using for the Monday and the Tuesday classes. And the language arts lessons will be recorded, and then the Zoom meeting for Thursday and Friday, and the language arts lessons will be recorded as well. So again, if you have any questions, please reach out. I hope you had a great break, and I look forward to hearing all the stories on Monday and Tuesday. Have a great evening. Bye.